Check, 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 test, test. Let me know if these levels sound right. Let me just do a few things in game that make noises. They look alright on my mixer, but my mixer lies, so always important to bear that in mind. Is my voice properly balanced with the noises in the background? Let me know in the chat. Cool. Okay. Alright, give me a moment then. Good to make sure all of the appropriate postings and ablutions, not absolutions, ablutions is the word I'm looking for. Alright, so that's currently processing. Good, that's what it should be. Knowing YouTube will take 5 hours, but hey. Just let people on the Facebook know. Alright, so, I'm gonna try and stream a couple of hours of this tonight. I didn't post, what the hell? Live. Hearthstone. Not necessarily in that order. There we go. Try that again. Excellent. Now it works. Good. That's what I like to see. That's populating to subscribers the way that it's supposed to be. Well, eventually it will anyway. Cool. So, welcome. I generally don't stream Hearthstone. I have a day off today. Self-imposed. Didn't take one off last week because I was trying to catch up on Skype. Skype stuff? What? Pack stuff. And Skype stuff. There were meetings. Lots and lots of meetings. So we'll go with what we got. Oh wow, it's already bugged out half the text in the game. I hate it when it does that. There are some... All the bugs in Hearthstone so far, aside from the Hunter's Mark bug that happens, are graphical right now. And every now and again, you'll run into a annoying situation there. And of course, we are sub-only, which means that there will be no key begging, there will be no key selling, there will be no annoying spam, although there will be plenty of backseat gaming, no doubt, which is to be expected. Need a Hearthstone option on Team Liquid to set your stream to. Alright, there we go. But yeah, I totally agree, by the way, that graphical bugs are a non-issue. It's like, if that's the worst the game's got, then that's fine. Right now, they probably need to look at a little bit of balance, but, you know, that's gonna happen. Alright. Shall we? We shall. There we go. Let me know if there's anything wrong. If there's any sound issues or anything like that, I can correct them as we go. But you will need to let me know that, because my meters lie all the time. So, I have a treat for you. Behold! The 6 Flame Tongue Totem Arena deck. Yes, this one will not be going out to YouTube at all. They will not get to see it. Only you guys get to see this deck in action. This deck is hilarious. It's got 6 Flame Tongue Totems in it. It also has 3 Raid Leaders and a Stormwind Champion. Basically, you can win entirely with totems. And obviously it has a Totemic Might, because, yeah. The funny thing about this deck is it's really hard to play, because you have to think about positioning all the time. You have to consider where your cards are on the board, because whether or not they are in between 1 or 2 Flame Tongue Totems, or whether or not putting a creature between 2 Flame Tongues changes the damage amount and the distribution amongst your actual units on the field is really complicated, and actually screws me over badly. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I lost my first game because I just... lol. Because I screwed up my first attempt at that. So, we'll see what we do. Okay. I think we'll toss the dollar on Mage, see if we can get an earlier creature. Raid Leader, there we go. There's a hand and a half, isn't it? There's some interesting things that I learned while playing this deck. Totems always spawn on the right, which means that if you want an optimal distribution, you should play your creatures on the left to make sure that they get the proper benefit from the Flame Tongue Totem, which is really interesting. I could also, of course, give a totem that. Alright, so... the best option here is not to play the Flame Tongue first. It's actually to play a regular totem or a regular creature. So we're going to play a 2-3. There we go. River Crocolisk, not my favorite creature, but it was what happened to be there, and the other two options sucked, so we play the creature first, not the Flame Tongue Totem, because Flame Tongue Totems tend to be one of those things that you play and instantly the opponent panics and tries to get rid of it. So he's going to armor up. He's actually going to attack me directly then, instead of attacking him. Sensible. That's fine. Now I can do 4 damage this turn. I'm going to keep this Blood Knight in reserve, because if he plays a Divine Shield creature, suddenly he's in a lot of trouble. Okay, Flame Tongue Totem and Raid Leader are the possibilities here. We will play our first Flame Tongue. We will play it to the left. Should we play it to the left? No, we shall play it to the right. Because if I need to spawn a totem next turn or whatever, it will spawn to the right, not the left. So, just be careful with these positions. Welcome to the new subscribers. Akame, ZizABC198, and OPTL Lawyer. Thank you for your support. It's very much appreciated. God knows, the way the bloody YouTube ads are going these days, we might end up having to just do an entirely subscription-based model, which for some of you might be alright. Now, this is cool. This is actually played right into my hands. So, Sentient Shieldmaster in this position is usually great, unless there happens to be a Raid Leader in the mix, which there is. Can we keep that alive? No. Sadly, we cannot. It's going to go down one way or the other. We also have an Imp Master, which is hilarious in this build. But we are, as you might imagine, going to play the Raid Leader. Yep. We're going to play the Raid Leader on this side, because when this guy dies, it's going to bump him along. So this is going to take him up to 5, and then there is going to be this trade right here, which is totally fine. I can then also attack with the totem, because that buffs up that. So there you go. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, it's not too bad. Alright. Sweet. We don't need Taunt, because the board is clear. Welcome to Micah Roken, who just subscribed. Incidentally, if we do get through this deck, I'll be allowing you guys to pick the next class that we play. So, a little bit of interactivity or whatever. Alright. Okay, he's going to spell break that. That's fine. I've got 5 more in the deck. Unfortunately, it does knock down my Raid Leader stats just a little bit, but that's fine. So, we can actually then trade this out for the Spellbreaker, which is pretty fun. Because this, of course, with the Flame Tongue Totem is going to have enough damage to do that. So this is a good position to be in. We have to be careful about where we place these things, though. This is going to die. So, yeah, this is currently the best place to put it. Totems always spawn on the right. So, yep, that's how we play that. And then we can play a totem this side, or we can play the Imp Master. And where do we want to play the Imp Master, more to the point? We'd have to play the Imp Master here. I know, it's weird, but we would. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so we use this Broken Totem to trade out for that, and that kills that. This then bumps that along, giving the Imp Master a 4-5. Then attack with that. We could give that full health and taunt, but we'll save that, because we might be able to get more Imps out. Welcome to Warkana, to Polecat, Kestel Caden, Dravadviv, and Mr. Ra that just subscribed. Excellent. Cool, so now we have a 4-1 Imp. You see why I did this play? This is, I mean, this is not useful information for you. You probably will not have a deck like this, but it's a little bit weird. Alright, what's he going to go? He's going to go for the totem? He's probably going for the totem, if he's got any damn sense. Yeah. No, he's going to kill the Raid Leader. I would not have done that. I feel the totem was much more valuable. Oh, he's got another silence. Okay, so that doesn't matter. That's a silence-heavy deck he's got there. Alright, okay. Not a big deal. Okay, Arcane Golem. Not the time to play this, yeah? Because it gives the opponent a mana crystal, which can really screw you over badly. So I generally save this till later. It's a 4-2 charge, which is pretty powerful, especially for 3 cost. So, what options have we got? Well, what we'll probably do is a totem and another Raid Leader. Probably the best way to do things. We could turn this totem into a taunt, which might not be the worst idea. We'll have a think about it. So, we're going to play that Raid Leader first. There we go. And we will toss down another totem. I was hoping for a Stoneclaw. We didn't get it, but never mind. Okay, so we need to get rid of this Keeper of the Grove, if possible. But there aren't really any good trades that let me do that, which is a little bit lousy. That said, he can only kill 1 creature on his own, and it can't be this Imp Master. So, I think we just actually ignore that right now. Go for him instead. There we go. Maybe we taunt up with this Flame Tongue. Or maybe we're torn up with the Imp Master. I'm just going to let it go. It's only 2 damage potential that he's got there. It's not the worst thing in the world. Subu Dubu, Ramius87, Hunter611, and King Verence, welcome. Alright, yeah. Use that to knock out the raid leader. Probably makes the most sense. There you go, because that does mean that I'm going to have to probably trade 2 imps to get rid of this. We'll see. What I want to do is let that get down. Ooh, he's marking a nature it. Okay, that's a lot tougher. More difficult to deal with, but not high damage potential. Ancestral Healing is a possibility for this Imp Master next turn. He's buffing it up as well. I don't really have a way to effectively neutralize that right now. But I do have an Abomination. Unfortunately, that's going to work against me. I can't play the Abomination now because it's going to wipe out my entire side of the board. Not ideal. Blood Knight isn't really going to help me here either. In fact, nothing really helps me here unless I want to go for an Arcane Golem. And even then, that's not going to be ideal. So, this is a rough spot. He's managed to buff himself up really nicely here. We may just have to play the Abomination anyway and just throw our stuff out because it's probably dying regardless. So, I think, yeah, the Abomination is probably the best idea right now. And we can toss down another totem. It's a Stoneclaw. Okay, I couldn't rely on the Stoneclaw earlier, so... Alright. That leaves us with the possibility of doing, like, 3 damage to him, which is not great. The other possibility is we can get another imp out of it, but he's probably going to detonate that Abomination, so it won't really make a difference to waste that on it, so... We can just kind of sit here, but our stuff's going to die anyway if we do, so let's do damage with it. No reason not to. This will not live unless I give it Ancestral Healing. It's hard to say whether I should or shouldn't. Leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it alone. So this is going to be a bit weird. As my side of the board's going to get cleared, most likely. I don't want to give him that extra mana yet for the Arcane Golem. I'd like this Keeper of the Grove to die, because he's invested a lot in it. There's 2 buffs on that thing. We'll see. He's got a card advantage right now. Ah, Cult Master coming out. Okay, so he knows stuff's going to die, and he's going to take advantage of that. However, that's actually a mistake unless he buffs it. There we go, I was going to say, because the Abomination thing will kill it before it gets to trigger, but as it stands, that's not going to happen. So he's buffed that, and he's going to get 2 cards out of it. There we go. So that's my side of the board pretty much wiped. Well, that was to be expected. That's how that was going to go. Alright, options. Probably now is the time to unleash my Arcane Golem, because that will kill that immediately. But if we're going to do that, we should play the Questing Adventurer first.
Give me a quest.
There we go. And then we use that. It's going to give him a Mana Crystal, but it's at the stage where that doesn't matter as much as it did previously. Ancestral Healing is now an option that we could play on that Questing Adventurer, or we could play it on the Flame Tongue Totem, which... might not be the worst idea I've ever had. Let's get another totem out first. Cool, it's a healing totem, actually, so that's not too bad. So, yeah, I want to trade him for that. Do I want to buff him again? I can play Ancestral Healing, which will get him up to 4/4. But I feel it would be more useful on something else. It's a tough one, it's a tough one. Screw it. Give him that 4/4 on the taunt. Alright, so he's got lots of cards right now, and obviously he's got 9 mana as well, but I'm okay with that. We'll see what he's got. I'm surprised he hasn't played any big removal yet. Stuff like Starfire and Starfall are both available to a Druid. Swipe as well would wipe... well, Swipe wouldn't wipe the board out, though, so... Alright, he's going to use a Frost Elemental to freeze it. Okay. And now he's going to buff that again. It's a very buff-centric deck he's got, which is difficult for me to deal with because apparently I'm not pulling silencers. I don't know how many silencers I really have in this deck. Probably not that much. Alright, I've got a Frost Shock of my own, which is cool. So I can hold that Frost Elemental in position. And now we're just going to try and build up a large number of totems. So that's not going to be able to do much to me right now. So we'll play that. Satanic Call. Gets me another Stoneclaw. I still have this Blood Knight. I really don't want to play it unless there's a Divine Shield. Like, it's just not a good minion. So, I'll keep a hold of it. And that leaves me with that turn. Hello to Ring Awake and Surza. Apologies if I've missed a few of you, by the way. I'll go through the list at the end. Unfortunately, chat streams a little too much. Lobhoss just subscribed. Thank you very much. What are you up to? Nourish. Okay, he's going to use card draw, I assume. Yep. Right. Nourish is really, really good. That puts him in a good spot. I'm not in a good spot right now. Yes, he's taking damage, but he's got way more cards. I still don't have a reliable way of getting rid of this Frost Elemental. Admittedly, I can, but I'd have to sacrifice my questing adventure to do it, yeah? I can get this guy up to 6/6, which will kill that. He now has another taunt out, which is not pleasant. Shape-shifting now. I assume he's not going to attack. That would just be silly. Ah, now things get interesting. Another one of my Flame Tongue Totems comes out. So, we can play pretty much whatever we want here. So, we're going to play that. That's another Stone Claw. So, now we can start swinging pretty hard with a lot of this stuff. Can I get this up high enough that it will not die to this? I actually can, if I play both of my creatures. That would mean that I can safely trade that with that. And I can actually kill off the Leper Gnome. Can I kill a Tauren Warrior? I can, if I'm willing to sacrifice 2 totems to do it. And I am. I'm very much am. But can I also kill the Leper Gnome, which will then... Alright, let's see what we've got. So if I play a Blood Knight, this gets to 7/7. Oh, there's the healing. Yes! As long as I don't sacrifice the healing totem. But I kind of have to in this scenario. Dies anyway. This is a tricky one. I think we play the Blood Knight at this stage. Alright. Like, that dies anyway. My maths is completely off. No, we use that to kill that. Do we take these swings? No. Yeah, I got a little confused there. I kept forgetting the Frost Elemental was actually 7/6. Heal goes off there, so... kind of force him into that trading situation instead. It's a weird game so far, but that's the nature of this deck. Yeah. Interesting that he... oh, is he going to be able to neutralize that? Damn, he's got a Starfire. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so this guy's a real problem for me now. Yeah, I should have traded him out for the Frost Elemental, because that's a heavily buffed creature that's going to be difficult to kill. Admittedly, I could just use the Blood Knight. Blood Knight will die, of course, but... oh, he's got more taunt. Jeez. Got a lot of taunt. Wind Fury Harpy. Alright, that's pretty good. Hard to complain about him. I think we have to trade the Blood Knight out at this point. I hope I get a Stone Claw here. I did. Cool. That means I can get the Wind Fury Harpy out safely. At least safer. So we definitely trade the Blood Knight here for him. That then buffs up that. So we take the Wind Fury and we'll pop that here. That should give me a pretty heavy buffed Wind Fury ability. There we go. I think that was the best play I could have made there. Welcome to Urton B. And Eddie the Zergling. Also Bayo Knight. About to hit 10,000 viewers, which is pretty cool. This is a really weird game. I'm hoping he doesn't have any more silence. He's used a lot of silence and a lot of neutralization abilities. Also, if I can keep him going this way, he'll actually start running out of cards, which means he'll start taking damage, but it's unlikely that I can hold him for that long. We'll see. If he had silence, he'd have probably used it on the Flame Tongue several turns ago. So this could leave him in an awkward spot. He can't break this on his own. He's got to go at it, and he knows that. So I'll have 2 swings with the Wind Fury Harpy, which kills that and that, unless he's got something for 3 cost that will do something else. He must have, like, if he's got any sense. Otherwise, playing the Stormwind Champion was a really stupid move. He's got nothing. He actually has nothing. Cool, so I can trade that out for 2 creatures very, very easily. I'm happy with how that went. Cool. Alright. We're going to play the Young Dragonhawk here. Want to gain those buffs, of course. And then let's play another totem. Alright, so we can kill both, which is kind of great. I will happily do that. That is absolutely a great value trade. Cool.
Job's done.
Yeah, unfortunately what he's now going to do is he's going to shapeshift and kill my Dragonhawk, but hey. Welcome to Thinking Out Loud and Relfa. Oh, he doesn't even need to do that. He's actually got a 1-cost Elven Archer that did him in. This Flametongue Totem is MVP, though. There's no question.
Where shall I strike?
Druid of Claw. He's actually going to charge it. Alright. Yeah, this is where things start to get ugly. Now that I've lost that, I've kind of lost my ability to attack. I'm probably losing this one from this position. I have a Hex. It's not going to do much. It's about all I got. Unless I start pulling more Flame Tongues, I'm not in a good spot at all. Alright, now if he's got any sense, what he'll do is he'll shapeshift, hit that, then use the Elven Archer to kill that, and then use his Druid of the Claw to rush on through. We'll see what we get from the top of the deck over the next couple of turns. Shaman decks are not known for their card draw. And I never got my Acolytes of Pain either. That works too. He now has full board control, and I have no way of dealing with this stuff. Plus, I don't have a lot of board wipes, so I'll probably end up giving up the next couple of turns. It was a fun game to... Now is the time I get that. Yeah, that's not going to really help. It was a fun game to play, but he had a lot of silence. Like, he silenced, what, 2 of my Flametongue Totems? And at least 1 other thing, so... With the deck so reliant on that, if there's a lot of silence coming out, you're kind of boned. I'll play out, let's say, 2 more turns, I think, and then we'll just give it up. Because this isn't really going anywhere. Alright, so I get a card from that, which is a Thormir Farseer. Yeah, I think we GG now. We'll see. See what I get. Welcome to Deploy 2100. Yeah, that's not going to do the job. Okay, GG. Yeah, I wasn't going anywhere from that position. That was pretty clear. Alright. Well, we'll see how the deck does next. Definitely not the... It's definitely not the best deck. It's kind of a gimmick, but that's why I thought I'd show you this, and then we'll get into some serious drafting. Welcome to Commander Spuds, by the way.
I will fight with honor for Doomhammer.
Alright. Toss the Abomination. There we go. Yeah, that's a cool start. Pretty happy with that.
Greetings, friend.
Nah, I couldn't have got lucky because I knew there was nothing in the deck that would have stopped that. I know the deck, remember that. I'm the one who drafted it, so there was nothing in the deck that would have allowed me to come back from that position. Alright, we will start with the Murloc Raider, I think. We then have Flametongue and Thormir Farseer as possibilities. Yeah, it's... He wouldn't have run out of cards, there's no way. Again, I know what's in that deck. If I lose that kind of control and position, then I'm screwed. It's BM, it just drags it out longer than it needs to.
Drink with me, friend.
Alright, good play. It's a 3-2. 2 costs, not bad. Naturally, we're going to kill it, but hey. I'll happily trade my 1 for 2 as it stands. In fact, I probably won't even play my Flametongue yet. I'm going to hold it back. I don't want to show it to him too early. Healing Totem, cool. Trade it out, nice and easy. Yeah, I'll happily do that. I mean, that's just a sensible trade.
Drink with me, friend.
He's got another one. Thankfully, I can kill that with a Healing Totem. Here's where the fun begins, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Alright, you want to see silliness? Okay. We can do that. I present to you beating a panda to death with a healing totem. In an ultimate display of irony. That's pretty solid trade on both counts. That gives me a good start, I feel.
Give me a quest.
Really bad time to play Questing Adventurer. Really bad time. You wanna know why? Yo, dog, I heard you like Flame Tongue Totem, so I buffed my Flame Tongue Totem with a Flame Tongue Totem and then beat you to death with it. I am horrible. Murloc Tide Hunter, where do we play that? It would be in the middle, yeah. Murloc Tide Hunter! 6-1! You see why this deck's hilarious? It's not good! Oh, he ruined it! Look at that! He ruined it. That's only a 4-1 Murloc now. How disappointing. If only I had... Yes. Another Flame Tongue Totem! Here we go! There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna trade the rubbish Flame Tongue Totem. And then we're gonna kill him with that. In fact, I have a more efficient play. Behold the more efficient play. Frost Shock. Hit him with the useless Flame Tongue, which then buffs that. We then follow it up with this, and then we hit him for 9! It's a thing of beauty. Savor it. Savor it! That went pretty well. He must be very confused right now. And rightfully so. Alright, True Silver Champion's coming out. He's going to start knocking my Flame Tongue Totems out now. And this is where the fun kind of ends. You get a few turns of what the hell is happening, and then things start to break, which is unfortunate, but hey. Still got that 4-1 Murloc, so that's not too bad. I can Wind Fury that Murloc. Or I could Wind Fury the Arcane Golem. I don't really want to give him the Martyr right now, though. Alright, I think we Wind Fury that Murloc and just, like, go into Colossal Rushdown mode. I can't necessarily... Let's see if I can get a Stone Claw. And I didn't. Damn it. I was looking for a Stone Claw so that I could have stopped him from taking out my second Wind Fury, but... my second Flame Tongue, but that's such is the way of things. Alright, yeah, I think we probably Wind Fury the Murloc and do 8 damage to him. Because that... I mean, one way or the other, that still means he's got to deal with either of the threats, right? So, there we go. So, Wind Fury Murloc, splat, splat, and splat. I wish I could move this Murloc over here, but such is not the way of things. So yeah, he can now use his True Silver Champion to either kill off the Murloc or kill off the Totem. He can't do both. He's going to go right for the Totem. Which is fine, because he thinks I only have 3 of those, where in fact I have 6. He will be fooled. Alright, what's he got with 6/6? He must have something he can play now. Murloc still lives. Murloc can still do 4 damage. If he plays a Taunt, he shuts down my entire lineup right now. Which is, of course, why I keep stuff like Arcane Golem in reserve to get rid of that.
I am the blade of the gods.
Rubbish card. Absolutely rubbish. Hate it. It's terrible. Ah, could have used that last turn. Alright. Okay, so the best way to eliminate this... Probably just use the Arcane Golem to batter it to death. Because otherwise he's just going to start knocking things over one at a time. 3rd Totem. Might be time to use Totemic Might, actually. Since I've got 3 totems on the field. But I'm about to clear them off, so... Yeah, we use Arcane Golem. We charge him with it. We give him a